Hello and welcome back to Inner Peace Place. I'm Karen. Today's topic is like energy in humans. It's chapter 11 out of the new book, Inner Peace, the Soul Self Remembered. In this chapter, I'm talking about how all humans manifest the same type of energy. Interesting, huh? We're containers, human cups walking around. We're holding this information embedded in our gene pool. And a lot of the information that we contain in our cup isn't really formally communicated. It's just innately known. And our success of humans as an entity on the earth plane is based in this type of knowledge. Not the type of knowledge you learn, this is good food, this is bad food. You know, cultures all seem to have their own foods that they gravitate towards. People of like color tend to congregate. This is not the type of knowledge that's in your core, in your genes. It's deeper. Those are the things you're taught as a child. Like this type of music, like this type of people, like these types of activities, like your family does, or your community does, or your culture does. This isn't the spiritual knowledge that we all contain in our cup. It's necessary to have those other types of education available to us. But once we reach a certain age, we have the ability to discriminate and decide, does this match my goal of living a peace-filled life? Does that thought, does that habit bring me joy? And the way you find out is you refresh your connection to the all that is. Take a deep breath, relax, and make your light body as big as possible. Just imagine the energy just getting huge. And when you're in that state, you'll have that knowingness that I'm talking about. That innate knowledge of what is right and what is wrong. What promotes joy for you and what does not. And when you're in that state of bigness, as I call it, your spiritual connection, your guidance will be at its peak, and you're the most powerful in that situation. Mass consciousness has an energy of its own. And so when you look at the world and how it acts and how different cultures relate to each other, there's a mass consciousness at work when you're doing that type of observation. Sometimes people want to change the way people think or the way people act, the masses of people. And that's really difficult, and there's a very logical reason for that. It's that there's so much momentum built up in the direction that it's already going. Whatever it is about the masses that you wish were different, it already has a momentum. And for you and I to sit back and observe it and say, oh, this is terrible, we have to understand that it took a lot of effort to get it the direction that it was going. Take for example, the existence of the thought that the earth was flat. That was a mass consciousness thinking, and it took years to change that thought. What about the idea that slavery was acceptable? Or how overfishing or overhunting depletes a population. See, these are things that a group of individuals feels is the way it should be. That was the mass consciousness thinking pattern. It was the flow that was going. And it took a lot of work to bring to the realization a different type of thinking. And when I'm saying these things, what I'm trying to tell you is that when you see an injustice, don't be disheartened by the fact that you can't change it immediately. Allow that type of awareness to make you stronger in your beliefs that you can see the world differently by putting out new thought energy in the direction that brings more peace and joy to many people. So major change in a new direction will take a lot of thought energy to build up a momentum, to make it forefront in other people's brains. That won't be where they naturally go. And so those of us that are aware of this can put more thought time, creative thought time into how the mass consciousness could shift. Wouldn't that be lovely? We don't want to swim upstream in the energy world, in the flow, and fight our way to help create a better world. What we want to do is sit and visualize a better world. Create thought energy behind what you want. Become an active participant in promoting what it is you would like to see. But the caveat, don't focus your thought time in what you don't want. Focus on what you do want the world to be and the way you want it to be. Don't give up on humans. We just understand by looking at history that it takes a lot of love to shift the way people think. And you're big enough, you're strong enough, and you have a good momentum in the direction of inner peace to influence the world in the most wonderful direction. Take advantage of that through peaceful activities, through peace-filled thoughts, engaging with people in a peaceful manner. The newborn has a momentum. They have goals. You can influence children. You can influence adults. And again, it's not by telling them something. It's by setting up an energy when you're in their presence. You are connected and in a state of flow that sometimes some of those people will resonate with and be curious about. So the trick with all of this work is putting your thought energy, your focus, your joy into what is joyful, what is peaceful, what is able to make people happy. And bless the energies that don't serve you in a good way. You don't want to push them away. Pushing away, building walls, does not make anything go away. It actually can make the energy behind what you're trying not to see bigger, because you're giving it so much time, energy, and power. Oh, I'm not going to think about that. Nope, not going to do it. Rather than simply focusing on something that does bring you joy. And this works. I've done it over and over. Focus on what brings you joy, bless what doesn't, and then go back to what brings you joy. There's some music by Sam Garrett called Higher Than the Mountains that is so, it emulates this point about how we as humans are connected to the earth. And we can initiate flow in a more positive direction. We're very powerful. Love and light to you and your path. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.